All right, welcome back. This is New Day, and for this segment of the show, we have a very interesting conversation, and I think that you should all pay attention to this conversation and try and pick up one or two lessons from this conversation. I'm sure in your own way, when you were alone, you ask yourself several questions. For example, you may have asked yourself, so apart from what I see with my eyes and what I hear with my ears, are there things beyond the normal sight? I'm sure there are certain things that may have happened in your life that you have been unable to use science to explain as to why those things happened. Well, today in the studio, we have a young man who's an author. He's written a very powerful book called Limbo, The Laws of Everything. And in that book, he attempts to explain where science and the spiritual come together and where they complement each other in pushing the agenda that God has for all of us. So we'll talk to him. His name is Emmanuel Mensah Osei. He's the author of the book. Ima, you're welcome.
Thank you, John.
And he came with a team. We have Aaron Sangmo and Esther Atipo, who are part of the team pushing this book, and they will all engage us in a conversation to try and then understand the rationale behind that book. So Ima, let me start with you.
Okay.
You know, it's been said that just by reading the title of a book, you were able to glean into what is in the book.
Yeah.
So for you, if you have a book and you've titled the book Limbo, The Loss of Everything, how does that sentence or that theme alone capture the essence of what you've written over 100 pages? How do you capture that in a single line?
Okay. Limbo is a word that actually means an intermediary realm between two other realms. So I use the book as the limbo being the intermediary realm between the physical realm and the immaterial realm. I didn't call it spiritual realm because that anybody who doesn't believe in spirituality or religion can relate to.
Okay.
So the title of the book is just to abridge science and spirituality in a dimension that they will be relatable without contradicting, but rather complementing each other.
I see.
So
that's the rationale behind that book. Okay. And I noticed that in the book, you've essentially divided the book into two. There's a part you call perspectives and there's a part you call chapter. How does that make sense?
Okay. The idea of the book is just to, as an overarching insight that God gave me, making science and spirituality meet in a way that is relatable, that any other person can also relate to. So the first part of the book, I call them perspectives. And the second chapters. The perspective is just to give you a journey of anybody, whether you are from science, whether any religious background, or whichever background you are from, to journey through a conversation where your mind will be engaged in the realities of the immaterial world and the material world. It starts from the material world when it starts to talk about scientific stuff, which you already know and can relate to. So once that is built and the immaterial aspect is brought up, then it would get you wondering, okay, then I need to find more. Then it leads you into absolute truth. That is the other part of the book, which deals with absolute truth in the perspective of God. So truth as God sees it, not as we think it is, but truth as God sees it. So perspective is give you an idea, a journey, giving you a perspective. This is the reality. Is there a realm? Is there no realm? So you decide for yourself. If you want to continue, you go to the chapters. Then you get an idea of what absolute truth is.
All right. Now you are the author of the book, and I'm sure for your team who have read the book and digested the book, they may also come up with different perspectives. So let me start from you, Aaron. So reading this book, what is the one major lesson you pick up from reading this entire book?
I think, as Yima puts it, Limbo, the laws of everything. So it's centering around laws. And I think our realm is molded on laws. It operates on laws. There is a part, I think in the perspective, it mentions the fact that laws are sleeping giants. So it means once you meddle in a law, you quickly awaken it and it begins to function. So what have I learned? There are laws that operate or kind of propel everything that we see, and we should be very conscious of this. The fact that you don't know a law exists doesn't mean it is or it does, and we should tread cautiously how we do things. People have, through engaging laws, brought themselves into very, should I say, irreparable damages, and because they just thought they could do things and go away with it. So what have I picked from the book? That everything is propelled by a law, and we must be very cautious how we tread in the very way we do things.
Let me come to you, Esther.
Okay.
You see, sometimes people read books and it doesn't do anything to them. It's just the head knowledge they have. But for you, reading this book, what has been some of the visible, tangible impacts that this book has made on your life?
Okay. Reading this book, Limbo, I have come to understand that you need to have faith as a human being. Because chapter 4 of this book talks about faith, and once you have faith, all things are possible. God is the creator of the universe. He created everything. So if you're having faith and believing in an immaterial thing, believing in the immaterial thing, knowing that, fine, this thing is not there, but I know it's there. The fact that I don't know it's not there doesn't mean it's not there.
Right.
So I have faith it is there. So that is what has inspired or changed my life after reading this book, Limbo.
Yeah, and concerning the faith,
Yeah.
we think faith is absurdity. Oh, I can't see it. It doesn't make sense. But actually, it's not the truth. Faith is reality. It's actually a law of the immaterial realm, transitioning the realities of that immaterial realm into a realm of the physical where we can relate to it. So it's like, is Obama in America? Yes, Obama is in America. Can I see Obama right now? I can see. But once I engage the laws or the procedure to get an encounter with Obama, I would actually encounter Obama.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So Aaron, finally, I know that there's been a lot of talk about this book. So when is the actual launch going on? And then really, if people want to have access to this book, where can they have access to it?
Yeah, the launch is coming off on the 17th of December this year. Yeah, we are still prepping to go on such a date. The venue for the launch is the Prestige Suites located in Osu on the local streets, down the Photo Club, before the VRA clinic. These are the landmarks you should look out for. We currently have an online app. I think
If you can speak
I would
quickly
like
to that.
Talk to-
about
yeah.
that. Okay, so if you want to get access to the book for now, you would have to download Pick Reader app. It's a digital platform where users go in there to purchase book that has been published by publishers and authors. So you go there, we have a URL we are sending, a unique URL we are sharing around. So when you go there, you download the app from Google Play Store, then you click on the URL. It takes you straight into Emmanuel's ebook store. Then you purchase the book there. Yes,
We
yes.
have a website.
You have a website that is active.
limbofrenzy.com.
Okay.
So
okay.
it can lead you to Pick Reader as well.
Okay.
As well as our social media
Okay.
pages.
Okay, all right. So my final words to you. So what do you expect this book to do in the lives of people who read?
It will be an arousing of a higher perspective to mankind, so that we know that science has limitations. Once we don't see something, it doesn't appeal to our cognitive, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just that we don't have the knowledge, or we don't know the laws that would engage to get that effect that we're anticipating. So once we get a hold of the message of the book, then we can actually engage the laws of things that we really want them to happen. Yeah.
And it will work for us.
It will work for us.
Great. Iman, let me say a very big thank you to you. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming to share the details of the book
pleasure.
with us. Thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Esther, and we wish you well in the launch.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. So viewers, stick and stay
We
with
have-
us.
we have-
Yes. Okay. So
We
this
have
is the official. Okay.
We'll
Okay.
say a very big
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
We are limbolizing you as well.
Thank you very much. All right. So viewers, stick and stay with us.